So our second speaker is a general director of this group. He was since the early beginning, the start of the first project here in Brussels. He redirects actually Living Tomorrow to one of the stop shop for participants to a successful innovation. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Joachim De Vos.
Good evening, everyone, for being here tonight with the launch of this new episode in our Living Tomorrow and Tomorrow Group project. So I would like to talk to you about what we do behind the curtains. I heard a lot about what Frank told, the buildings that we're going to realize and what we're going to do with those buildings. Well, I would like to take you behind the curtains. What do we do with all those partners? What do we do with all those companies together? So that's collaboration. It's collaborating between partners. And how do we do that? Well, a few years ago, we had a survey with a lot of partners in our project in Amsterdam and here in Brussels. And we asked them, why are you not fully satisfied with the efforts you take into innovation? And this was the result. Now, I'm not going through the whole survey in detail, but we summarized that and we took a look at what they answered, and we said, if we can find what they really need, maybe we can help them better. And there were 4 elements. So those 4 elements that we can combine, we put them into this next system, let's say TomorrowLab, a kind of service that we added to the existing Living Tomorrow. To innovate, there are 4 things needed. First of all, you need knowledge. You need to go beyond today. A second thing is that you need to connect with a lot of partners to work together, to catalyze them to work together. And also, next step, why not developing some prototypes and test them in the real market to pilot them? And of course, marketing and communication, it's often forgotten. And that's why we put it our own people to those partners, because we can ask a lot at our partners, but not human resources. They always have lack of human resources, especially people who are generalists in combining different partners together, cross-fertilizing the industry. So the best way to predict the future is to invent it. I'm going to show you, in the time I have, a few things that we do together with our partners. First of all, future exploration. How do we do that? Well, the future changes rapidly, and you see the future. We thought yesterday that the future was just an extrapolation, but the future can go anywhere in any minute. Every crisis is following each other. And we have different types of entities, environments that are influencing our business today and tomorrow. So when we take away the center, that's the company, that's what our partners knows best, what happens within their company, what they do with their customers, with their clients, their stakeholders, employees. But then everything surrounding that, and because we work with all those industries, all those different sectors, we got a lot of information of how they see the future. And that's what we combine. I have here an example of what we did, a master study for care, for our care home of the future. Those are the things that you see that are surrounding the care of the future. This is what is really going to change. And we saw that there are 2 things that are very important. It's the economy. Will we be able to pay? And the second thing, the second axis, do we want to be healthy? Do we intend to be healthy? Are we aware of that? Now, you see that you can create 4 worlds, and then you put some pictures on it, because this is not the world of tomorrow, it's the world of 2025, 2030. And you can start thinking in this world. It's not today. You're not limited by the constraints of today. You can really go to tomorrow. You give it then a name, so you can really start brainstorming, are my products suitable for a further future? Suppose this was used for a care home of the future, a hospital of the future. Suppose you're a CEO of hospitals, and you say, how is my hospital going to look like in that world far from now, when things change that are very uncertain and have a very high impact? Second thing is the strategy mapping. Let's give you an example. You have 2 companies that cross-fertilize each other and collaborate. Now there are a few questions that they have to ask. So do we have the right network? Who will combine us with other partners? What we do for that is that we create a kind of strategic map. Suppose this is a company A, and they collaborate in future ideas and future orientations. This is just by example related to future retail, for instance. I do have a shop and I do want to connect with other partners. There are a lot of companies who can be of interest. What we do then, by having all those kind of maps, is that we interconnect them with each other. So you see, for instance, with P&G, suppose we work with them, we have some seeds, we put other companies on top of that, and we immediately see the cross-fertilization, the synergies that are possible between partners. And that gives us a kind of value map where we know how we have to start working with them in the future. Last example, of course, what we can never forget is that it's all about us. It's about the customer. So how will the customer react to that? And that's why we build those kind of living labs. It's always about a family, it's about a human being. And we're influenced by a lot of things. We're influenced by the future of communication, by aging, by technologies, and also by sustainability and the scarce resources we have over there. And we always try to connect and perceive value for our customers over there. So that is in fact a summary of the way we work behind the curtains to realize, as sooner the better, things like this where we are working on related to smart cities. The street of the future will be launched. We will talk about the charging station of the future. We will realize the hotel of the future and also future health and care. So that was a brief introduction to what we do behind the curtains. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Joachim.
Thank you.